New intro digs for Tuesday, August 19th. Interesting. Producer Mick just at home working on his garage band on his old Mac, just finding new beats for coverages, MLB best bets. Like I said, it's Tuesday. Derek's here. John's coming up in a bit. And we got a full card. Derek's got 5 plays. I think I got 5 or 6. John's got some home run plays. Lots to talk about on a Tuesday. Good to see everybody there in the chat. Good day to Blue, Milo, Jack, Will, I am. And as always, before we get things going, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. That is the transition between us and you. Doing it for free, but give us that engagement. That's how we get paid. Derek, happy Tuesday. How are you, pal?
I am doing pretty well. Had a nice weekend, getting geared up for NFL. We got a nice baseball slate today. Things are good.
Quick fire before we get going. Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson?
I lean towards Richardson, I think.
Okay. Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler?
I think it'll be Rattler to start the year, but not for long.
But I think they want, like, isn't it funny? Like, you draft a rookie who's older than your second, third year quarterback in the Saints, but I think they really want to give it to Shuck. They give him the starts. They're giving him as much, but Rattler's going to have to win it. And then we just saw Flacco. And I keep saying, if your quarterback battle is between Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, someone deserves to get fired. Flacco, somehow the only guy not to get injured during that run, during that preseason run, and Joe Flacco will be your day one starter, barring anything, but he's 42 or 41. Anything can happen. I like Carty, 1898 Yellowstone prequel undershirt.
I see what he's going for, yeah.
Not a Yellowstone guy. Not a Yellowstone guy. Morning, all. Morning, JPC Fourth. If you're new to the show, this is a release procedure on Derek's side. We'll tell you the book. Hopefully tell you the secondary books as well. Tell you the game, tell you the market, tell you the player, tell you the over-under. Let us know where it's moving. Let us know where you're seeing it. We'll try to get you a buy point, where the projections are. Ask anything you need in the chat, and I'll do my best to get over there. I'm coming off a sweep yesterday. Great day. I mean, same thing. Derek's numbers. I mean, you're like, oh, give me picks, Derek. Go find your own picks. Like, there's the numbers. Like, everything's literally laid out for you. Go to covers. Go see the projections there. Here's the best plus EV plays of the day. Go spend 15, 20 minutes. Go buy market. And then don't worry about your bets till later. That's the beauty of baseball betting. Get your stuff done early and then come check in around 6:40. So let's lead things off. Baltimore, Boston, we're at 365. DK is 5 points shorter. And just a guy who, in the Mitch Keller vein, Derek, where you want to fade him, and he just comes up short sometimes. You're like, oh my goodness, how did Sagano go 5 innings and not give up a run? But today we're looking at the strikeouts, minus 15. We might have to jump over to DK to see if that number's moved.
Yeah, we lost 20 points on that. It was kind of fringy to start with. So do we have
5 points on a short number is even scarier.
Yeah, I think we just scrap him.
Okay, yeah. DK minus 110. We did have plus 105 with DraftKings at even money. That was going to be Sagano under 3.5 strikeouts. But like you said, it's the projection somewhere around 3.32 on 85 pitches. So there's a lot of variance with a 3.5 total.
Yeah, it wasn't like a huge winner, like a 50, 56, 57% win rate, which at 105, even money, like we'll take it. It's fine. Once we're starting to have to pay for it, minus 110, minus 115, I don't think I'm in on that anymore.
Michael Zimmerman's saying, how many more games of data do we need to realize that Trevor Rogers is fucking unstoppable? It's unsustainable what Trevor Rogers is doing, no?
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, no, I mean, he's a decent pitcher, but that's about it. You look at the underlying numbers, there's nothing that says this guy is great. There's nothing that says this guy is better than he's ever been before. He's just the guy that happens to be getting lucky this year. Like, that guy is always going to exist.
All right, let's go. Play 2. DraftKings, I believe, is where we're getting this number at, or producer Mick can bring it up. We are going St. Louis, Miami for the game, or Hard Rock. Am I right? Or are we slowing things down? Oh, yeah. Let's go. Preseason football. Overs. Absolutely still crushing. St. Louis at Miami. James Ross said, luckiest pitcher of all time. The run is absolutely incredible what he's doing right now. We're going pitcher earned runs. The over under, because we're on the under. Now, if you're at DraftKings, if you're betting overs, always make sure you double check the price between the milestone and the over under market, because there's usually 5 points difference. 150. Did we get minus 110?
That moved again, which we had it at 120 this morning, and then we added even money. Now it's 110. Let me just take a quick look at this. It's a lot of points to move again.
Yeah, the projection here for Michael McGreevy is 85 pitches and 2.25 earned runs.
Yeah, it's another one where you're getting plus money, you're getting even money. I like it. You start having to pay minus 110, minus 115 for it. It's considerably less good. We'll take it here at the minus 110, but I wouldn't take it much beyond that.
Threshold, McGreevy, we'll take it. Minus 110. Appreciate that, Derek. Yeah, Miami, we get it. First round pedigree. We've seen his numbers right now. Do you think he's maybe pitchy? His results should probably be better than they are in some of his spots. I mean, it's a small sample this year.
Yeah, they should. I don't think he's a great pitcher or even a good pitcher by any means. Like, he's just below average, I would say, but he's not terrible. And the matchup here is a good one. He's getting a nice park upgrade facing this Miami offense that, is just, especially with Stowers out now, and they traded Jesus Sanchez at the deadline. Like, it wasn't a very good offense to begin with, but it's really not a very good offense right now. So I will take this on McGreevy.
Awesome. Appreciate everybody there in the chat. Let us know the minus 105 prices. We'll put minus 110 on the books, but we'll take that one. Things are moving quickly. We gotta go because we got a couple pitcher outs, and we know that those move. We are at Bet365, 5 points off Fanatics if the number holds, 10 points off at Hard Rock. White Sox at Braves. We're going pitcher outs. Did it disappear here, which was interesting because it's not at DraftKings as well.
Is the market just gone? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, if you could slide up, go to the SGP side there and go to pitcher props. See if maybe there's some. No, in the SGP, slide down, keep going down. There's a tab for pitcher props right there. And yeah.
All right, it's off the board. I don't know if it's off the board everywhere, if something happened that we missed, but I think MGM was like 10 points off if we're able to go there.
Yeah, Fanatics was 5, Hard Rock was 10, MGM. Yes, it was Elder. Yeah. We had 145 at 365 there. Projects for 89 pitches and 16.23 outs. But as I was putting it in before the show, right around 9 o'clock, DraftKings didn't have that market open either, which was interesting because usually they do that when there's rain, but there's not a lot of rain projected today. Same thing.
Off the board there too. Yeah, it looks like Caesars is off the board. Probably because of the rain, I guess. They're
but I don't think that's everything Roth put out today. Everything Roth put out today was like green, yellow.
Yeah, no, there isn't actually any rain. I don't know then. That's weird. Is the pitcher on the other side maybe not known? And I have no idea.
No, I think it's Shane Smith.
Oh, yeah, it is. So
yeah.
I don't know. Strange that every book would pull it off the board, but I guess we're not doing that one.
Things going swimmingly here on a Tuesday. Let's look for another one. St. Louis at Miami. We're at BetMGM here. Hard Rock, same price, 365, 5 points off. Fanatics, 10 points off. DraftKings, same price there. Let's go to St. Louis at Miami. Yay, pitcher outs exists. Minus 110. And we got it. Edward Cabrera, under 17.5 outs, minus 110 here at MGM. 1.9 decimal equals basically minus 111, minus 110. He's just not a guy who gets deep and uses a lot of pitches to get to where he goes. It's one of those guys who is so young that he hasn't learned how to not run up his pitch count and still get those strikeouts, as you see with a lot of young pitchers. Great pitcher, but 18 outs has been tough all season. And let's not forget, this is a guy who's passed his threshold in terms of career highs with an organization that doesn't want him to pitch much. Hey, look at him move the other way, but accidentally.
Yeah, he's looked really good this year. The stuff has improved. The walk rate is the lowest it's ever been. It's still not good. But like you said, even with that improvement, he still has trouble getting here, still wastes pitches. There's always the chance of regression in that walk rate, in the way, in the number of pitches per at bat he's doing. The career high in innings, they may start scaling him back as we get closer to the end of the year. Plenty of ways this one can hit. And the bat is projecting 86 pitches and 15 outs. So the under 17.5 at minus 110 looks good.
And he is one of their only valuable commodities, let's be honest, in terms. So scaling him back makes sense, but it makes even more sense when they think that they can actually get something for him because they don't want to pay him at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah. I think
the Miami way.
There were rumors he could have gotten traded at this deadline, I think, and it didn't happen. Yep. But that's probably their plan for him.
All right, next one. Absolutely love this play. Again, Seattle at Philadelphia. We're at 365. DraftKings Fanatics also has this market. We're going batter walks. And make sure that our number is there because this is a good number. 195 here. I don't have this out right now. I got the 170 at DraftKings. Was still happy to take it. Hitter walks, Bryce Harper. Let's go for a walk. Make sure that's correct. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Always get a little scared. Doing this 4 years, and my percentage of not giving out the other side on two-way markets has been pretty good, but you still don't want to do it. Harper for a walk, plus 195. And it goes back to another conversation that we have with some things that might not be priced in on your side, but he had 2 home runs yesterday. Like in a series opener. I know that might not be accounted for. He's just a great hitter and he has a great eye, and he's facing a pitcher in who's pitching today? Who's coming back?
Bryce Miller.
Yes, Bryce Miller. And his over 1.5 walks at even money is also in my account as well. But they might just have to pitch around him.
Yeah, I like that angle a lot because, it projects well anyway.
Yes.
Harper's a guy who can draw a walk, and Miller, even though historically he's had good control, has not this year, has dealt with injuries on and off, is coming back from another injury for the first time tonight. So the control could be spotty. And with what happened yesterday, they could just pitch around him. So yeah, I like this one a lot. I like it at the DK number too.
Good. And what makes it even more important to walk him is that it's a battle between 2 playoff teams, that every pitch is very important at this point in time. So don't mess around. Don't pitch to the lefty versus the righty, who can also. Jingles loves batter walks. I don't always do it, but like that one I put in immediately because I was on Schwarber. They pitched to Schwarber easily yesterday. He got lucky, but Harper behind him was absolutely dialed in, and no sense of Seattle, especially. Houston's got Detroit, so there's a lot of games going on with a lot of impact, especially with that AL West. So everything there, we didn't get all the numbers. It's been a while since we've had a run like that, which is nice, but keep an eye out for Bryce Elder under 17.5 outs. That's probably a buy to like plus 120. The 145 would have been crazy for a guy who I think I bet a lot of money last week on his over 5.5 hits allowed. It didn't hit, but he's been bad.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that. Hopefully it opens once the rain projections kind of ease down. Because as we said, Kevin Roth was more green-yellow than yellow-orange anywhere on the day. Anything to add, Derek, or we're good here, pal?
No, that's good. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. You know, if I see stuff throughout the day, I will throw some more up, especially since we lost a couple of ours here. But yeah, otherwise, good luck today.
Awesome. Appreciate it, pal. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Later. All right. More stuff. Full screen. I always got to make sure there's not something weird in the background in my full screen because it doesn't always show up. 5-0 yesterday. Day off. Been taking Mondays off in the summer because got to get ready for football season. That's the time I get. I'll be off Thursday, Friday this week as well. But the man coming up here will be helping ease the pain and taking care of the buttons. Jon Metler, how are you, pal? Happy Tuesday.
Good. I think we're both off on Thursday then. You're off on Thursday. But I know Joe Osborne's here and stuff, and Derek will be here, right? So.
Derek's on the Friday.
Derek's on
Derek
Friday.
will be on the Friday.
Oh, it might be Joe Osborne solo.
Solo show, Joe, on the Thursday, and then you and Joe and Derek on the Friday. And I have to go to 8U Kids AAA Provincial Tournament in Peterborough. And I don't know why they have games on Thursday. That's dumb as hell. But it's also the same weekend as the Peterborough Beer Festival. That's a damn shame of a coincidence, John.
I'm sure the coaching staff will spend zero time there working on their strategy for the games.
Strategy, yes. No pitching involved, no lineup changes. But yes, we must go talk about who goes where and who's playing what. So been looking forward to that. Giant slate today. I had to whittle down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I put 12 plays in my account this morning and was trying to get creative to see how many I can put on today. And let's get to them. And there's an early game. And you have to bet early games. And you have to beat Chad Patrick over 4.5 strikeouts plus money. Let me know if that number was still there. Got that at DraftKings. I mean, I put that in at 8:30. Hopefully it's still there for you. And it's the same angle that I hit Freddie Peralta yesterday. It's the first game of a doubleheader. I know they didn't play the second game yesterday, but he should get a longer leash, and those Wrigley wins are blowing in. That Cubs offense has absolutely fallen apart over the last 2 weeks. Dead last in weighted runs created, plus last in WOBA. Things are ugly with that Chicago offense. Could get an afternoon lineup. Probably won't be weak because Chicago absolutely needs a win with that division on the run here. And it's his first MLB start since July 5th. He was 8-1 to the over on this prop before that, and he's better than a K per inning pitcher at AAA where he was getting deep. 5 innings, 5 Ks, plus money, minus 115. Okay, so I'm on the right side. I will put in because, okay, thank you, Liam Kelly. So there. I'm going to keep the 105. 106 on FanDuel. Appreciate it there. Minus 115. I think you take this to minus 120. I think the minus 125 is a bit low here. 5 innings, 5 strikeouts. I don't want to go much lower because I'm slightly worried about the leash in his first start there, that it could be 85 pitches. But first game of the doubleheader with weather better, so they should get the second game in. I do like this spot. For a little volume over in the first game of that doubleheader, John, Cleveland, Arizona. I faded Cleveland yesterday and Arizona. Arizona was coming back from Colorado. Cleveland was coming from Cleveland to Arizona, so one of the bigger travels on the Sunday to Monday. But boys are ready to go today, and Jose Ramirez gets to face Erod. What price are we getting here for a Jose Ramirez home run?
Yeah, so actually bet him yesterday, plus 520. So we're coming back next day theory, I guess, here. It's not the reason I'm betting it, but I'm going to take Jose Ramirez plus 500. I do think there's so I bet this at BetMGM. I do think there's a plus 525 at Bet365. That might still be there. So that might be your best price if you have access to that. Like you said, he's in the desert going against Eduardo Rodriguez and against Erod in his career. He has monster numbers. He's 7 for 29, but he has 3 home runs. Like that's not a small sample size. That's a lot of home runs. You're Jose Ramirez. You're dealing a good price. I thought this should be closer to about plus 400. So when you start to see that mathematical edge, then you also see those BVP numbers and stuff. that really just jumped out to me. And you're putting him in Arizona. Yesterday, I think he had a hit and a stolen base. He's kind of been like really streaky. If you go look at his game logs recently, it's like bad game, then 3 hits. So he is okay right now, but at plus 500, you're giving me a guy who hit 25. He has 25 home runs on the year. So it's Jose Ramirez. It's hard not to come back to it when you see this price. There was kind of like you saw 365, like plus 525 MGM plus 500. Then you saw DraftKings down like plus 340. So there's quite a drastic price difference in the market. So make sure you go shopping for this one. 520 FanDuel. That's good too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Fuck Tommy Pham. Fuck him and his suitcase packing, man. Don't you shit on Tyler Heim. Don't you shit on Keegan Matheson. You keep your tweeting self. There's a reason this guy has been a human suitcase. 10 teams. This is like Jesse Sanchez or Jesse Chavez territory in terms of how many teams he's played. Maybe it's a you problem, Tommy, and maybe you have to face Scherzer today, and maybe you do wear one. Maybe, I don't think you will, but maybe if there's a spot later, there is a possibility. So the possibility to taking one in the ribs really takes down his 1 in 4 chances of getting a hits. I don't think that Max is going to give him anything to pitch. I think you got the smartest pitcher in all of baseball on the mound. He knows what he's going to do today. Plus money here is good. And Clemente got drilled too. So there could be something yesterday. That bat flip on the walk was absolutely embarrassing. And there's fewer people in baseball than Tommy Pham who think they're better than everybody else and thinks that he's an elite big league guy. Guess what, Tommy? You're playing on the Pirates. You're on their 10th team. Nobody likes you. Your teammates don't like you. I don't like you. Under 0.5 hits, plus 155. It's about as stern as I've been on a human being. So outside of the diamond, Tommy, probably a great guy. But between the lines, I don't like you today.
Didn't he get in a fight with someone over fantasy football? So I don't think
Jock Peterson. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can say he's a great guy outside of. Maybe he got the last pick in his draft yesterday. He was just having a bad day. Who knows?
Yeah. Seth saying he is insecure. He's very insecure. But he spent yesterday, and these are things that should be priced in. Like he spent yesterday just going on a Twitter tirade. Like this guy's not ready to face Max at his best. I'm sure he's seen him in the past, but there's just a little extra in terms of preparedness that he hasn't probably partaken in coming into today's game. So we're going to get a bit of that. I also like another play here. We're going to go, yes, Varsho on the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs before I hand things back over to John for another home run play. Minus 110. Vladdy's going to be out. Hamstring. Thanks a lot, Bo. Another terrible throw from the shortstop position. Vladdy doubtful. Varsho could go from 5 to 4, but that's still a great price versus Mitch Keller. And I'm getting minus 110 for a 4, 5, or maybe even a 3 hitter in today. Lefty versus righty. Just a great price when we're doing these hits, runs, RBI stuff. 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys, anything at minus 110 in a spot in a good pitching matchup is always a buy. Varsho here. You're double dipping on a game. Coors, 90 degrees, wind blowing out. I tweeted out today, John, that the cool weather's kind of here, and I don't think there's not many of those 95-degree games. They might be done, but a couple good swings here for the Dodgers, starting with Teoscar versus Gomber, who has a hits market total of 7.5.
Yeah, I was looking at his stats. I didn't even realize how bad he's been. He's over I think lefties and righties are batting over 300 against him. I go Teoscar Hernandez, plus 330 to hit a homer. It does feel pretty short. I feel like when you get down to these like plus 300, you're like, I should probably pass, but I think this should be closer about like plus 220. So that's still a really good edge. I did see someone in the chat there saying they have a 50% boost at FanDuel for Dinger Tuesday. This was at FanDuel. The next one is as well. So if you want to use that boost, these are the 2 players I think I look at for that 50% boost there, but plus 330. I don't think he's the player who will like initially jump off the page today. There's probably going to be a lot of people betting a lot of Dodgers players. Like you said, it's like 88 sunny, winds blowing out to left field at 9 miles per hour, which would be the pull side for him. So you like that, but he's only 2 for 9 against Gomber with no home runs in his career. So I think that might pull people off of him. And then like Ohtani has home runs. Freddie Freeman has home runs against him. There's a bunch of guys on the Dodgers with home runs. I like this price. He is a guy who smashes left-handed pitching, over 900 OPS on the year against left-handed pitching. He always kills left-handed pitching. So I'm going to play this at this price. Give me Teoscar Hernandez plus 330.
Yeah, I've been betting him for hits, runs, RBIs, got plus 130 in some games last week. Profitable. We're staying in that game. We still have 2 more plays in that game. My turn. Hunter Goodman over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, -125. Got that at DraftKings. Let me know if it's changed significantly, because this number makes zero effing sense to me. And I'm getting a number 4 hitter in a game with a total of 11. In a game where we said 90 degrees, it's the best hitting park in baseball, winds blowing out to the left. And you're giving me a number 4 hitter at -125. This guy should be 2.5. I mean, fucking Shohei Ohtani has this market is at 3.5 at the same price. Is Hunter Goodman 2 hits, runs, RBIs worse than Shohei? No, I don't think any 4 hitter in any lineup is, especially at Coors. -135, -135. You're still good at DK. I think you could take this down to -150 if you don't mind. But this is an incredible price for the matchup. And it's not even like it's a good pitching matchup. It's Emmett Sheehan, who's coming off a 5 earned run game and should see some regression on his 3.86 ERA, where the season projection is somewhere between 4.5 and 5. Give me 4 hitter for a hit and an RBI that could be done in the first inning, and you're not done. Paging Andy Pages. He's just one of those names where it's like, you can differentiate between a baseball player's knowledge, if you know ball, between someone who says their name correct or who doesn't. And that's Andy Pages. What do we got? What's the price here?
I feel like he's one of those names that doesn't really like jump off the page either when you're looking like Dodgers home runs and you have Ohtani and Freeman. It's not like someone who like excites you to place a bet on him. So when I was looking at this, you're talking about Gomber, like he's given up 14 home runs. 14, and not a lot of bats either. And 9 of them has been to righties. So that's why you're looking at Teoscar Hernandez, you're looking at Andy Paz, both right-handed batters. They both obviously hit left-hand pitching really well as well. He's 2 for 5 against him, a walk. He has a home run. That jumps off the page. We're already talking about the weather, and it's always about the price. I thought this should be closer to like plus 370. Freddie Freeman, some of these other guys have good numbers against Gomber as well, but they just didn't really have the price point that you want to buy. And Gomber, his last 3 games, he's given up 6 home runs, 2 in each. So I'm taking 2 Dodgers. The weather, you don't always get, like, Coors Field is obviously a really good hitting ballpark, but you don't always get like the temperature, like the weather blowing out, it's like the wind blowing out to left field or right field. Sometimes, most of the time, it actually is blowing in. So with it blowing out 9 miles per hour, you got to think those Dodgers batters are sitting up there like, hey, lefty, righty, wind behind me, Coors Field, like they got to be feeling pretty good. Have you ever been to Coors Field?
No, I have not. And I mean, I think the Rockies have won 5 of 6 too, by the way.
Yeah.
And like crushing money lines right now.
I went to Coors Field. It's got to be like 10 years ago now. That outfield is massive. Like there's like nothing they could do. Like, you could tell like they're trying to stop home runs, right? So like they built like a really big outfield, and then you're like, this is just doubles and triples, and that's why every total is 11 and a half.
I think it's the biggest field in all of baseball in terms of square footage. Number 2, if I'm wrong, let me know, chat. I believe is Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, which is weird. But
when you're there, it's like so obvious. You're like, holy, like if you're standing up at the plate, you're like, this must just look like the alleys, and like it must look great to a hitter. Obviously, they always have the best offensive numbers there, but just interesting.
Yeah, best triple park in baseball too. I don't know, just an absolute. I would really like to go see Coors, but
it's really nice.
I bet launching pad today. Someone's saying the run line's 3.5. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing Dodgers -1.5, -200 today. That total sitting at 12. The Goodman number makes no sense to me.
No.
At 4 at a price that's regular 12. I mean, if go look at the elevation, like you're like, wow, is there that big of a difference between the number 1 hitting park and the number 2 hitting park for home runs? Yes, because the elevation in Colorado versus anywhere else is exponentially bigger. There's 3, like, so Goodman, everyone's saying Goodman 3+ hits, runs, RBIs +130. I think the probability of getting a hit and an RBI, like getting 3 in a plate appearance, is tough.
Yeah.
Getting it done in 1 at bat is, especially in a 4-hole. I think that's why you're getting a 4-hole hitter, because he can either just knock someone in, get the run, or get that other run if someone knocks him in. I don't like the 3.
Yeah.
I think if you're going for that bigger number, go get the 4 instead.
And that could be 1 single for him, right? Like a single drives a guy in, he's on base, boom, it's done. You got 2.
Exactly, as opposed to a 2 RBI single, which is tough, or an RBI single where he scores later. There's just there's a lot of moving parts.
Like then you need him on base to come. You're asking for way more outcomes, right?
Yeah,
you're asking for someone else to get a hit.
Exactly, the 2's good. The 2's that he can handle himself in that spot. Pa has done. Now I get to fade your boy. because I think I was on Vincent yesterday talking about would you rather hold Toronto outright at 20-1 or Milwaukee outright 21? I said I'd probably want to hold Toronto just because the NL is probably a lot more difficult to get through. But thinking about who you don't want to see in the AL, if you pick any player on any team, you still probably don't want to see Skubal.
No.
I think that's the only person that's you're like, okay, I don't want to see this person. I mean, Garrett Crochet's pretty scary. Hunter Brown's scary, but they're not Skubal yet. But go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the one I guess the advantage for the Jays, if you finish 1-2, you wouldn't see Skubal till
That's
a 7-game series. You were gonna say that you wouldn't see Skubal till a 7-game. I wouldn't want to face Skubal in a 5-game series where all of a sudden he's pitching 2 of the 5, and it's like, well,
Exactly,
this,
especially
right?
because they don't need him for the wild card game or whatever, where he'll be pitching game 1 of the best of 3. So I think I mean he hasn't been great right now, and great's still good, but he's been pushed heavily, and it's a giant game for the bye, and the leash has been getting a little long. If you've seen me bet on Skubal, you know that I know he's not a 99-100 pitch guy, but he has been. He's averaging over 95 pitches per start over his last 5, so they're kind of pushing him because a lot more is on the line, around 91 on the season. And that might not sound a lot, but those are the small things that aren't priced in. Skubal, at least 3 earned runs in 3 straight starts, 4 home runs allowed. We're starting to see maybe a little dip. Back-to-back games with 2 walks. We don't see that a lot. And he's 6-5 to the over on the over 1.5 walks in his last 11 starts. There could be some nibbling. There could be some spots where we talked with Derek about this is the importance of a playoff game where they maybe have to walk somebody. And I'll take that plus 175. I'll take that number. And minus 105 for a guy who could go 95 to 98 to 100 pitches at that price, not so bad. I know it's a home start, but it's been a long run for the Ace. 80 pitches in 2023 to 210, including playoffs last year, now 152 this year. And they're going to want him to have some run going in there because as John said, finishing 1-2 is about as important it can be for any team in the AL because you need Skubal to start game 1 of that 5-game series and get him in another game when you need it. So double fade on Skubal, but I mean, they're small numbers, over 1.5 earned runs, over 1.5 walks allowed. Yes, he's the most dangerous person in all of the AL. All right, there's Skubal. So Seth says, yeah, over walks is always better priced at Bet365. Mine was a DraftKings number, and that's where I'll take it. So there's another. Okay, sorry, John, to keep talking so much, but Aaron Monzo says, do you think Tang gets lit up tonight? I do have Tang over 2.5 earned runs, minus 115 in my card. He can walk 4 people. I think he's more of his second start than he was in his first start. Taiwanese guy, rooting for him, but very tough spot. And one thing I like about him getting hit up, he has to face San Diego again. And Derek Carty already says, when you face one team one day and then 5 days later face the same team, that advantage goes to the hitters and is taken away from the pitcher. Anything to add? That's my new question to throw anybody under the bus. I threw Derek Carty that question. What do you got to add, John?
I was going to say, Yossi said, who is scary in the NL? Mets. Obviously, the Phillies lost Zach Wheeler. Outside Dodgers, Brewers, who do you think that third team you'd fear? I would say Padres would be the third team with the bullpen. That in a playoff series, that's what would really scare me, is that they can just pull the hook really quickly on a starting pitcher and all of a sudden piece it together with a bullpen that's electric, right?
Yeah, and you get to run that bullpen every day.
Yeah.
They do. Like, it's like, okay, this is okay, he threw 25. Don't care. Miller, you're coming out.
Yeah.
Bullpens are run differently. And you know more than anybody with that run you had last year. Like, it's the most important part of the game. And that manager move from pitcher 1 to pitcher 2 becomes incredible, and how they do it. But hey, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Appreciate everybody there. Giant day. Let's stay hot. Let's stay hot today. And as always, got to bet on afternoon games. So Patrick, early afternoon. Love it. Thanks, John. Back tomorrow with more plays, 9:15. Myself, you, yes or no tomorrow?
No, I'm out tomorrow on Thursday.
He's out. All right. Derek's in. Joe's in. Let's go. Winners today. Thanks to everybody there in the chat. Josh Ingles covers his best bets, MLB style, for Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 9:15. Cheers.